Okay, what's up guys? It's been a minute, been away on vacation before the NFL season kicks off. Anyways, I gotta address a couple stories that hit my timeline yesterday, and this story involves former Bucks receiver and CT ESPN founder Antonio Brown and ESPN's Dan Orlovsky.
Now, the big change is the commitment to running the football.
Okay, so a while ago, when the Olympics were going on, there was a lot of chatter about an alleged female Algerian boxer, Iman Khalif, who had XY chromosomes and pulverized the competition and eventually won a gold medal. Anyways, there were a lot of people upset about this alleged male competing in women's sports. And for what it's worth, this Algerian boxer is not transgender, but instead intersex, meaning that she was also probably born with male appendages. But regardless, that still doesn't take away from the fact there are a lot of men cosplaying as women in high school and college women's sports. Anyways, so during the Olympics, while this was a huge trending story, Orlovsky posted a tweet reading, "Protect our daughters." Then shortly after, he deleted the tweet, probably after he got some heat from his colleague or the higher ups at ESPN. That said, this is what Dan had to say about deleting his tweet. He said, "When you're working for an employee of a big company, your social media page just doesn't get to be your social media page. That's a fantasy, so you have to represent yourself and the company that you work for in a proper way." So when reports emerged of Dan Orlovsky deleting his tweet, Antonio Brown, who himself has been on a historic run of tweets with his Ninja of the Day, Maggot of the Day, decided to award Dan with the Coward of the Day tweet for bending the knee to his employer for something that just seems so obvious for everyone else. I mean, it's kind of funny when you think about it. The topic of men playing in women's sports has been dominating the news, more so on the political side over the last 2 years. But the real funny part is how you'll have former and current ESPN employees like Michelle Beadle and Mina Kimes having an opinion on the Harrison Butker commencement speech where he promoted family values and motherhood, but then totally stay silent on an issue like men in women's sports, something probably 90% of the American population is strongly against. I don't know, I just found it really odd for women who work on a huge sports network like ESPN to stay quiet on issues that affect other women. Anyways, with that said, I gotta turn the attention over to another ESPN employee, Kirk Herbstreit, who works for ESPN's College Game Day. He was on Outkick the other day and gave his opinion about men and women's sports, further elaborating on his tweet a while ago. I want you to listen to what he said because it'll probably blow your mind.
I'm done giving any shits at all about any of it. I've been biting my tongue on a lot of topics for 3 years. I sent a tweet out about something. I happened to see somebody, I think he said, should men be able to play in women's sports? And I just was like, I'm just going to give a quick answer. Ridiculous question, of course not. I didn't realize it would be way more positive than negative. I'm sure people are upset. I think it's kind of a no-brainer.
Now, don't come on here and bullshit me. You had to know that when you put that tweet out, there was going to be a reaction.
I didn't give a shit, though. I don't really give a shit at all. I'm done giving any shits at all about any of it. It's almost like there are two different sets of rules. If you have a view that's a little bit more traditional, or I'm a Christian guy, it's like there's a different set of rules. It's hard to just turn the other cheek time after time after time. So yeah, I didn't really care, and I don't care at all.
Okay, so that was Kirk, who's one of the faces of ESPN's college program show. He's no small dog and probably makes north of $15 million a year. That said, it's pretty refreshing to see someone as big as Kirk stand up for a woman in their sports. I kind of wish to see more women get involved in speaking up. I know Sage Steele and Samantha Ponder have, but maybe some of the other men, the bigger names like Shannon Sharp or Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. always preaches about how he doesn't care and about how he speaks his mind, so he can easily speak about this topic on his own YouTube show. The same goes for Shannon Sharp on his Nightcap podcast. But the vibe I get from these two is that they somehow don't want to piss off their advertisers and sponsors. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this topic and where you stand.